Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Doujinshi, and welcome back to another episode of Hentai Reviews, the only series where we decide every day that we're going to make a video, but then we realize, nah, we're still kind of tired from a lot of the stuff that's gone on. But then we also realize, hey, it's fun as fuck to make these videos. And then fourth, we decide, we are just a construct of the universe that decides to pity its own existence by saying, no, we shall not do work because work is considered bad, while also bad being considered something that we must do in order to exist further, even though this is pleasurable in a lot of different ways, is therefore negating the effect. Yeah, we're starting out with a heavy theme today. Now, if you don't mind, let's talk about some titties. Today, we are going to be... Oh, fucking Christ. I forgot that this is the one with the long name. Okay. There's gotta be some Asian family member somewhere down my genealogy. Please help me with this one. Today we are going to be reviewing episode 2 of Uchi no Otouto Maji de Dekain Dakedo Mini Konai? Question mark. Done by our friends over at Bunny Walker, running at about 16 minutes and 29 seconds long, with a total of 13 categories, notable of which is the rim of a pool? Well, imagine that's your butt. Notable tags also include harem. There's no way of making a joke about it because harem is literally the main thing of this entire series. And finally, the one where the guy's 18 in every single thing ever existed, but he looks like a kid? Yeah, that's a part of this one. I think I left it out of the last one because I just didn't figure out a good enough way to say it without it coming off kind of weird, but let's go ahead and continue. The actual episode itself starts off where most of my recent reviews have been starting off, with a recap of what has happened in the first episode. Mainly the last 5 seconds of it, where the sister of the main character, the short stack with a huge wang, is going at it with the two of the girls, the shy one and the tanned one. And then the sister walks in and is like, what the fuck is going on? Leading to our first scene. Yeah, it doesn't just walks in on the sex and then it cuts off. No, it shows the ending of the actual thing, which is an unexpected move. I actually wasn't expecting it to do, but it's a welcome surprise nonetheless. Scene number 1 runs from 15 seconds in to 1 minute and 20 seconds. Relatively short, 1 minute and 5 seconds, not that bad. And leading to the sister going to the bathroom to take a shower. Everyone knows where this is going. She's like, why would somebody invite me to be a part of something like that? I don't want to do that. I'm a human being with an actual working brain. And then the brother walks in completely naked. She's like, Well, more like the brother is like, how about sex? And then it cuts immediately to the girl's like, nah, I don't want to do it. And the guy's like, come on. And she's like, fine. So naturally, that ends in scene 2. Scene 2 starts at 2 minutes and 35 seconds in to 5 minutes and 15 seconds, with about a 10-second interval of nothing that leads into 5 minutes and 25 to 6 minutes and 45. Pretty much 2 different scenes with about a 10-second stop in the middle that I felt like including, because 10 seconds is about the length of alright, let's move on to the next thing. But also, this is still the same, whatever. That's about... My math is correct, that I also don't want to do. I'm just going to go ahead and lowball it and say 3 minutes total, because I had a long day at work, and my math skills are not up to par. If this were the beginning of the day, I would definitely have it. And then, it then goes to a suspicious scenario where she's like, hey, fuck off, kid. My boyfriend's coming over. Oh, so you have a boyfriend. This is a whole nother layer of fucked up. Tell your brother to leave the room so you can have sex with your boyfriend. And then realize that after they get together, they never actually show the sex between her and the boyfriend. Because I don't think there's been a hentai ever where the girl has walked out of it unsatisfied. Which is a little strange, but I kind of want to see that. where it's like the entire thing goes off and the girl is like, ow, harder, good. Like, you're not hitting the quick time events correctly, but you're still kind of hitting them. Like, when you play Azura's Wrath and it goes excellent, instead of that, you're like, good, excellent, good, bad, bad, good, and then you end with, like, a C rank. Like, I kind of want to see that in one of these. But, nonetheless, her boyfriend comes over, they do it, and she is disappointed, but then the brother sneaks back in to say, hey, guess what? My dick's bigger. And it leads into scene number 3, running from 7 minutes and 50 seconds in to 8 minutes and 40 seconds in. Less than a minute, 50 seconds. Pretty short. Yeah, not even gonna sugarcoat that one. And then it moves on to Kim saying, hey, I call dibs on you. And she's like, but I have a boyfriend. He's like, I call dibs. And she's like, that's fair enough. Fair enough. No more sex with him, only with you. Because I don't think it works that way, and I'm going to assume it also doesn't in real life. But it happens to work that way now, so we're going to roll with it. So naturally, after calling dibs on her, he goes to a little bit of a swim club on kind of a balcony with a really, really shallow inflatable pool with the 2 other girls. The noticeably more loose, quiet girl of the group, and the tan girl who went from being the one who loves to talk about sex being a little bit more possessive of the actual guy in question, mostly because she's the one that gets together with him and then says, hey, we can get married. And the guy is like, I am having so many conflicting thoughts in this orgy. Which is all part of scene number 4, running from 9 minutes and 15 seconds in to 14 minutes and 50 seconds in. Most of it consisting of all 3 of those girls getting different... If you're a guy and you've ever had a colonoscopy, imagine this to a girl, but instead of a few fingers, think of it more like an entire carrot. That's essentially what's happening to these girls. And God, I wish I were anybody in this scenario. Naturally, instead of the whole thing being like, oh, he now has this harem, it turns into, oh, he's now a fucking playboy. And he gains renown and respect Grand Theft Auto style, and other girls start to hear about him. Like, what? How many people do you have to fuck before you just start, like, you have that green sign of, like, respect gained, and then you just walk around there with that big dick energy. What the fuck? Alright, but nonetheless, that's where it ends. It ends with this sort of like, but that's a story for another day. Like, there could be an episode 3, and I really hope there is, because this was entertaining. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and cut on into the review. Let's go ahead to that screen that I love to bring up, but refuse to change for some reason. Seriously, I have so much free time, but I refuse to do it. So, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Thank you very much. Now, the animation. The animation in this, it kind of learned from what it did in the first episode, with the first episode leaving itself on these certain shots that would leave a little bit too long, and they would reveal the fact that, hey, we're not creating a lot of new animations, we're usually just recycling the same movement, you know, boobs bouncing up and down, girls doing the same thing, the guy doing the same motion over and over. And it's a little bit more well done in this, where the animation is faster, the cameras change more often, and it kind of focuses on so many different scenes that they really only need a few frames for each one. Which is very ADHD filming, to be honest, but it works out really well in this. I'm going to rate the animation on an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's not as good as some other ones, but this one is done with a style that makes it where you have to pay attention to everything that's going on, and you get overwhelmed with everything. And when you're already being overwhelmed with a lot of nerve senses below the belt, you might as well be overloaded in every other part of the brain as well. Now, on to characters. Characters, I'm going to rate this at a 7 out of 10, mostly for the fact that these characters have developed further in what they did. Ed, the shy character who's slowly starting to like, oh, I'm cheating on my boyfriend, has now turned into the girl that has a huge, for lack of a better word, cuckold fetish. And she films herself telling her boyfriend, I'm not gonna break up with you, but I'm gonna keep fucking him. Wow. Dick move, girl. But if you're into it, then ruin your own goddamn relationship. Yeah, or keep fucking that one dude, I don't care. And then the overly sexual girl leads to the fact that, hey, she's a little bit more possessive, she wants to be in a relationship, even if it is just to get that good dick. Naturally, this is character development regardless. And 7 out of 10 is pretty good for what it does, and I'm very happy to see actual character development in something that really didn't have any characters to begin with. The first episode, they were very carbon copy cutouts of just everything that they could squeeze into one character, and it's pretty well done in this, where they have more to them. 7 out of 10 for characters. Now let's move on to what we're all really here for. The plot. The plot? 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, it's not perfect because if it had more categories, then it would be a 10 out of 10. But this just barely edges along at the 9 out of 10 mark, mostly for the fact that if you take all the numbers gathered in from all the different scenes, this is 75% sex. Damn. That's a pretty good ratio from what I'm seeing so far. And a lot of it's pretty varied between a lot of different girls and a lot of different focus on what everything is doing. Mostly for the fact that this is good shit. If you're coming to the first episode, you're gonna find silver. If you come to this episode, you're gonna find gold. And if you're not looking for anything weird, this may be platinum to you. I don't give a fuck. Huh. But personally, the platinum for me is something that involves a whole bunch of other stuff, and most of them, is a very acquired taste, so we might as well continue on further. If you're wondering what I'm actually into, you can check out my hentai tier list, which I'm not going to link in any sort of thing. Just go ahead and look through my channel to find it. Mostly because I'm a lazy person who doesn't realize that further engagement of the audience could help out. Nonetheless, this plot is a 9 out of 10 for the fact that you fucking drowned in this stuff. And let's go ahead and get my overall review. The overall review, I'm going to go ahead and safely say, is an 8 out of 10. This is a great sequel that I want to see them do what they did with this episode and then push it into a third episode with possibly a minute or two longer, 2 more categories, and they don't even have to add any more girls. They can stick with what they have. They're doing pretty damn good, and this is a relatively new one, I believe. So it's still within the realm of possibility, but nonetheless, 8 out of 10 is damn good. So, now that we're done with the review out of the way, I'd like to thank absolutely everybody that's been here from day 1 to whatever the fuck day we're at right now. There's been a lot of reviews, a lot of animation, and a lot of criticism in between. I appreciate every single letter of it, every single word, every sentence, everything beyond that. Thank you for everybody that's been here. We're currently at 89 subscribers. I have no fucking clue how we got that high. But we are this close to 100. We were at the road to 100 since day 1. And now, we're at the road to 1,000. Hopefully. But once we hit 100, I plan on doing a special episode. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. To all those who comment on my videos, to all those who like on my videos. I never ask for it, but I thank you each and every day for being here. Have a nice day. I've been the Doctor. Have a nice day once again. Don't be a dick, there's too many of them, and wash your fucking hands. I've been the Doctor. Peace.